This
for Ab Initio.
conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, thank you, Raghu. So basically, Ab Initio is called as an ETL tool. Ab Initio is called as some ETL tool. So what is ETL? So E stands for extraction, T stands for transformation, okay, L stands for loading, right? So what is this process? And basically ETL is a process, okay. In order to tell, Ab Initio is ETL means that is a process. ETL is a process. What the meaning of this process? Why do we need this, right? See, let me think I'm working for some organization, something like Reliance, because locally present, right? So that you can easily understand, you can easily imagine. Okay, so I'm working for some organization, something like Reliance, right? So coming is something like December, something like winter season. Okay, so all over India, Reliance is having its own market in the R Mart, Geo Mart, right? So Reliance Mart, right? So it is having its own market for the groceries level. I mean to say, of course, it is having electronics level. It is having clothing level, right? So why I'm mentioning, Reliance team came to me, Anil. I want winter wellness products total count for last 5 years. Got my point? They want to stock up the things. If they want to stock up the things, they need to get to your vendor, they need to take the quotation, and they need to check with the higher management for the approvals of the like respective amount that need to be given back to the respective managers, and they need to given back to the vendors, and they need to release the goods, right? And the goods need to be distributed all over India. For this process, at least 2 to 3 months needed, right? At least 2 to 3 months needed, compulsory. Why? Because it's a huge process, right? So that's why they're coming to me something like around August only, right? So for this process to happen, they need to take the analysis. What is that analysis? I mean, they need to sanction the money, right? They need to sanction the budget. And what is the budget they want? Right? Who will be providing means ETL developer. By making use of this ETL process only, I will be providing the data to them. 2023, this much winter wellness products. From 2022, this much product. 21, this much product. 20, this much product. 19, this much product. 18, so last 5 years data. See, I asked them. I mean, they asked me 5 years, old 5 years earlier transactions. I mean, the product details, the count they want. They don't want money. They don't want the sales history. They want how many sold, how many sales they have sold, not money perspective, quantity perspective, right? Right. So if they want 5 years old data, then I also need 5 years old data, right? See, basically, Reliance is having its own market in telecom, groceries, clothing, etc. Of course, electricity, right? A lot of they're managing, right? So nowadays, they're coming with sale. What is this stock also, right? So they will be giving me 5 years data. In that, let me think for our easy understanding. Department number 10, 20, 30, 40. Four department numbers are there. In that four department numbers, 10 department number is winter wellness products. Of course, whatever 5 years data given to me, that is raw data. Raw data in the sense, for me, that is raw data. Why? Because that consists of department number 10, maybe winter wellness products, 20, summer wellness product, 30, rainy season wellness products, 40, some other kind. Okay, so whatever data given to me is total data. Now, with the help of my ETL tool, I don't say an issue. I don't say an issue. With the help of my ETL tool, I will be extracting 5 years data, and I will be transforming the data. That means, what is the thing they want? They want only 10 department number data along with the count of them. That means they need the specific amount of data, specific needed data for their analysis purpose. Correct? For their analysis purpose. In that case, they need to mold the data. I mean, right? They need the data in some molded way, not in some raw way. They need the data in some molded way, right? So I will be using some filter by expression transformation and roll up component to do the needful thing for them. Once after the count is given according to the year, I will be loading the data into some database only. Why? Because that is secured way. Of course, Unix also I can load, but usually whatever data loaded into some table, that will be acting as an source to the reporting team, something like Power BI guy, right? Right. So whatever data loaded here, that will be source. Okay, that will be source to the reporting team, right? They will be dealing with tables only every time, not with some you know general way. Usually, they will be extracting the data from either from the Oracle, MS SQL, Netezza, Teradata, DB2. Usually they will be having that sources. Okay, they will be having that source. How they are getting that sources, after ETL team worked on that. Now they will be preparing the respective reports for higher level management. What they want, they need the count, right? So they will be providing the data in certain form, either in the easy representation of bar diagram, pie chart, something like that, for their easy representation, right? So this is a process, guys. What I mentioned, it is a process. In order to make this process, we are having lot of tools in the market. Informatica, right? Informatica, okay. Ab Initio and SSIS, Talent, okay, Del Bhumi, right? So we are having around 10 plus tools. We are having around 10 plus tools for our ETL process. For our ETL process. Then Anil, you only mentioned 10 plus tools. Why Abinitio specifically? Why we need to learn Abinitio? I can go for Informatica, right? I can go for SSIS, right? Talent, right? Del Bhumi, right? Yeah. Why Ab Initio means Ab Initio is having three kinds of parallelism. Three kinds of parallelism. No other tool in the market is having three kinds of parallelism. Anil, is there any specific importance for this parallelism? Means absolutely yes. How that is useful, Anil? Means see, let me think. I'm having one requirement. Let me think. This Reliance requirement only. Sales project, a banking project, telecom project, any project will be having millions of records only, guys. You will not deal with 50 60 records, or 600 records, or 6,000 records. Every source will be having millions of records only, usually. Okay. So let me think. That requirement, Reliance requirement, I developed in Informatica, and I developed the same requirement in Abinitio. Okay, let me think. Informatica is working for the requirement execution completed for 60 minutes, which is 1 hour, 60 minutes. Okay, if I develop the same requirement Ab Initio, I can enhance the performance to make the things happening by 60 by 2 within 30 minutes, 60 by 4 15 minutes, 60 by 8 7 minutes, 60 by 16 3.5 minutes, 60 by 64, right? That is less than 1 minute. Where the Informatica is running for 1 hour, where the Ab Initio with having full capability, if project allocation is good, budget is good, I can enhance the performance by 60 by 64 means 64 times I can enhance. No limit for budget. Take it. Client is taking. My Ab Initio can handle 60 by 64, 60 by 128 also possible. No issue. No issue. If that depends upon the RAM and ROM. Budget, I'm telling but RAM and ROM. For our easy understanding, I mean to say RAM and ROM need to be fully given to by Ab Initio. Right? Where is the requirement running for 60 minutes? Where is the requirement running for, let me think, 32 times performance? That means 7 minutes or 3.5 minutes. Where is there? Where is here? right? Same requirement only, same data, whatever data dealt with, let me think, 10 million records. Here also 10 million records, but this is only 7 minutes or 3.5 minutes only. Where is 60 minutes? Where is 3.1? So huge difference, right? Right. So in order to do these settings, I mean, in order to add these three kinds of parallelism, I no need of any settings also. I no need of any settings also. By default, Abinitio supports two-way, four-way, eight-way, 16-way, 32-way. Anil, so how can we tell that is working on 8-way performance? How can we tell 16-way performance? That depends upon the architecture Abinitio was designed. That Ab Initio architects suggest the Ab Initio admin team to do the 8-way parallelism. Okay, 8-way performance, 16-way performance, 32-way performance, or a 2-way performance, right? That depends upon the RAM and ROM. Based upon that only, my Ab Initio will be having that respective load. Load will be given to that. Okay, I'm my Ab Initio as per present configuration. Let me think, that is having 8-way, 8-way kind of settings. Let me think, they enhanced the thing to 16-way. 16-way. No problem, they can enhance with the help of present RAM and ROM also, they can make 16-way. But performance will be not that great when compared with 16-way, which is having very good level RAM and ROM. Got my point? I no need to do any settings, guys. In order to add these three kinds of parallelism, I no need to perform any extra settings, any extra code, any other extra activity. I no need to perform. By default, Ab Initio is having three kinds of parallelism. But no other tool in the market is having three kinds of parallelism except Ab Initio. Of course, it is giving that level performance, right? Cost is also a bit high. Welcome. That is 1 crore. Then I think Srinu want to join a project, or he want to move from company from something like Wells Fargo to JPMC. Okay, so now JPMC need to spend 1 crore on respective new guy, which is Srinu. Right, by default, of course, that is expected. Based upon that expectation only, they have started Ab Initio in the project. They have onboarded in the project for ETL process. Right, right. Of course, latest version that is present in the market, I mean in the real time, is 4.1, not in the market, in real time. In the market still, even me or even other organization will be showing the content discussion in 2.1 only. 2.1 only. Even this 2.1 have spent lot of money, and I the installed in the in my PC. 2.1 we are going to discuss, but latest is something like 4.1.3.6. Okay, so since, see, if organizer or respective training team put effort 1 crore, I mean, if they need to spend the 1 crore on certain tool, how much the fees should be, right? How much the fee should be, imagine that, right? That's why if anybody tell you we will be providing the training on 3 plus 4 plus, don't believe them. Don't believe them. That is totally cock and bull stories. Okay, lot of who somebody guys will be attending the demo there in some other organization, will be coming here also to know the high level discussion, right? They will be telling Anil, they will then go there, no problem, right? Nothing will be happen. They will be telling for the initial content discussion, or for the initial enrollment. After that, we will be having real time discussion separately after total content delivery. So to make the full payment, we will arrange some other 1 hour session with the real time guy. Okay, we will show the screen share. Don't believe that. Believe me, if I do the screen share my VDI, my project thing, I will be blocked for my project for totally. Why? Because I am showing that I'm showing the client content outside. I'm showing the client content outside. Okay, showing client content outside is a not small thing, guys. I like respective guy can be behind the bars. If anybody take the picture, and that if that picture came outside, right, that guy in totally not trouble. He may be in the bars also. I'm telling the straight thing, right? Nobody will share the real-time content, bro. Nobody will, do the needful thing, right? Just understand that. So 2.1 version our discussion will be happening, and 4.1 our thing will be happening. Okay, our latest project. So Anil, then 4.1 few topics will be there, right? So you are discussing in the 2.1. Then what about 4.1 or 3.1 topics? Got my point, right? At, at least Abinitio Corporation itself released this Abinitio helpful, which is 3 plus. Okay, at least 3 plus. Whatever the content I cannot show in my 2.1 version, whatever the content I cannot show my 2.1 version, at least I can show my help file, show that help file in which I can show the things. Okay, I can show the thing parameter along with the parameters. I can show the components along with the parameters and the syntaxes, how to write the syntaxes also will be discussed. Only thing is simulation is not possible. I will not leave any content which is 3 point plus or 4 point plus. Why? Because once completion of our training, you will be having content idea of 3 plus 4 plus years. Okay, right, you can go with the resume which is 3 plus experience, 4 plus. So somebody having 5 plus also, right? I don't suggest to go with 5 plus. First 2 years you need to give your live experience. Latest 3 years should be your Abinitio experience. Why? Because recruiters will be checking whether this guy is presently working on Abinitio or not. If you want to go for Abinitio role. Okay, so here go with the 3 plus means, at least 3 plus is needed, or 4 plus also manageable. 5 plus means that will be lead level responsibilities will be there. Their work will be totally different. Work will be done by 3 plus 4 plus or 5 plus guys, but lead means 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus will be having leads, right? So that's why way of work will be different. That's why 3 plus 4 plus, which is technical development perspective, the training I can show you, right? So that's what see, 3 plus 4 plus means from last 3 to 4 years, 3 plus and 4 plus content was happening, right? So 4 plus version was onboarded very one and a half years or 2 years, not more than that. You are going with 4 years experience means you need to have idea on the 3 plus and 4 plus, right? Not 2, right? 2 is around when I joined my project only, I mean as a fresher at that point of time only 3 is present. I'm not sure when this 2.1 around 2010 or 2009 maybe. At that point of time 1 and 2 plus version is working, not nowadays. Okay, so that's why without leaving any content which is 3 plus 4 plus also, I will be opening the help file. In that help file, at least open, I can receive, I will open some component, read multiple files that is not present in this 2.1 version. So instead of leaving that, right, so db should only have given discussion 1 hour, 45 minutes at least. Can read multiple files, add multiple files. See that how this component is looking like, and what are the parameters present in that, right? What are the parameters present in that, right? You can see along with the examples here, examples of using read multiple files. You can see everything, you can see here. No need to go here and there. If I missed any content, I mean missed in the sense I'm not aware of some content, right? So I will be telling I don't have hands on. You can go through the help file. Right. No need to worry. Anil is not aware of this content. He have not discussed. I paid a lot of amount. Right. No need to worry. See there. What is this component? What is the purpose of this component? Why they created this component? What are the limitations? I mean, what are the things it cannot handle? Recommendation. When to use this component? In which folder it is present? See that is datasets folder. You can see here datasets folder. You don't say read multiple files component, right? But because that is 3 plus content, right? So in the latest version, in which folder that is present, right? What are the parameters present? How to use this component, right? Parameters means how to use this component. Okay, runtime behavior examples. Along with the examples, you can see. No need to worry. No need to go here and there. When a new requirement is coming, somebody suggested to use this component. No need to worry. No need to go to Google forum. No need to come to me. First guidance is help file. Next is our colleagues. Third is Google forums. Why colleagues I'm giving second preference? Because they would have already have hands on. If you mention Google forum of a second point, right? They may be giving high level understanding. So Anil, you can use this parameter. You can use this parameter. So again, that's a workaround, right? So instead of that, if I take my colleague as the example, they may be sitting beside us and they can easily explain, right? See, along with the syntaxes, column names, everything will see column names in the sense not real-time column names. Let me think. I am in my real-time ABC is the column name. A as one column, B as one column, C as one column. I will be representing here as X column, Y column, Z column. Whatever the content we are going to discuss, that I have used totally in my real-time experience at this point of time. This is the scenario that I have used this component for this purpose. This is the scenario I have used this component. This is the logics, right? Totally real-time content only, but I cannot disclose even column name also for officially, I mean, because that is illegal thing as per the client perspective. That is illegal thing. Okay, so that's why not only me, everybody do the same. Nobody cannot show 4.1 version. Nobody cannot give the exact content. Nobody provided the real-time screenshots. Nobody can do that. Okay, believe me. Right? Yeah. Coming to my Ab Initio, like three kinds of parallelism is supported by default. Right? 1 crore. Okay, and of course, basically it's a ETL tool. Ab Initio is ETL tool I mentioned. Right? Basically, Abinitio is actually it's a corporation, guys. Abinitio is a corporation in which it provides solutions to our for our requirements to make our life easy. Nothing but see, for example, I want to trigger a job midnight 12 p.m. So 12 a.m. IST. Midnight 12 means that will be 12 a.m. right? 12 a.m. IST. Some job need to be triggered. Okay, right. So on-site guy is there. He will be triggering. But one of the week that guy is not available. I also need to wake up, right? In order to that, at least I need to wake at 11:45. I need to put some alarm. Right? I need to wake up like 11:45, and I need to trigger, and I need to wait. Why? Job may be failed, right? That the graph may be failed. My requirement need to be failed. I mean to say. Then who need to fix? I only need to fix that, right? Correct? Correct? No, that is some purpose. In order to make my life easy, Abinitio Corporation has introduced some tool called Control Center. This is a scheduling tool given by the Abinitio Corporation directly. Scheduling tool that is given by Abinitio Corporation directly. Right? So I'm performing my ETL operations, right? I'm making my part ETL operation. That ETL operations will be created in a tool called GDE, graphical development environment, and this is the GDE. Let me close this. Let me open. Right. So in the start you can see Ab Initio. In real time also in the same way. In the start you can see Ab Initio. Right. See the GDE graphical development. And now we have observed that, right? The logo, right? In the logo, graphical development. So here only I will be developing my all ETL requirements. Right. Right. I'm having three requirements such a way. First requirement need to be triggered after third requirement need to be triggered after that second requirement. 1 3 2 order. So who need to take care of that? Manual means I don't need to take care of that. Right. In the production, if I push the code to the production, the production also same 1 3 2 order need to be taken care. Then one production support team need to engage for that. Again, some manual activity. Instead of that, they created a tool called conduct IT, right? Conduct IT, which is used to schedule the graphs in certain order, 1 3 2 order. First graph is completed only, third graph need to be triggered. Correct. Once third graph is completed only, second graph need to be 1 3 2 order. I will be creating something called plans. Right here, I will be creating something called plans. My GDE, I'm creating requirements, right? That will be called as graphs. Graph 1, graph 2. If you open, right, you can see graph 1. That means requirement. Okay, I will be creating some requirement, right? I will be creating this requirement. I will be calling as a graph, and I will be saving with the .mp extension. Right, I will be whatever I saving graph here, right? That will be saved with .mp extensions. Okay, so in this way we are having multiple purposes, multiple tools, BRE, right? Express IT, MDM, metadata management. So here we are having around 5 plus or 7 plus tools for Abinitio Corporation. Okay, Anil, all this needed for our interview purpose or our for real time purpose means absolutely no, guys. Absolutely. For example, my second project, I worked on 3 projects. I mentioned that point, right? So for my second project, I worked on with Abnisho things which is GDE and conductivity. These two things only I have used. Of course, the metadata management I supported. I have not developed anything here. Separate team is there. Metadata management, 3 to 4 members are there. Okay, I supported this activity. They have given me instructions and will trigger this when I ask you. Trigger this when I ask you. Okay, so in my second project I worked with the conductivity GD and of course metadata management supporting. Even I don't have access for that tool also, to tell you correctly. Okay, so when I joined my present project which is a third project. So now I'm working on control center, in which I'm not aware of my last project. I'm working on these two. Yes, this is present in last project, and as I'm working on this two also, supporting activity. Separate team is there. For this separate team is there. Okay, so nobody rejected me. Nobody rejected me. Anil is not aware of these tools what I'm highlighting. Correct, correct. Because those are life to make our life easy by clicking buttons, right? Yeah, see this tool with a minimum 15 minutes of training, I was able to survive from past 5 years. 15 minutes training only they have given. They have opened the tool. Anil, this is the purpose of this. Okay, these buttons will do this. This button will do this. This button will do this. If you want to change the delimiter, use this scroll down. Okay, drop down. In this drop down, change the things. 15 minutes only. Control center is new to me in the present project. Even nobody given me like KT also. Control center, nobody showed me KT also, because there that is also buttons only. If I want to create a new job, I want to trigger night 12 like I mentioned, that I will be creating a new job. Okay, create. Okay, a pop-up opens. In the pop-up I need to give the name in the document, right? What is the name should be can also be given in the document. What is the graph I need to call? I need to provide that respective graph, this thing path. Okay, graph path, and click OK. And of course I want to schedule. That scheduling thing will be present in the fourth tab. In the same pop-up fourth tab, I will be scheduling at 12 a.m. IST. Nobody given me any like KT also. No, absolutely no, right? If you open these tools, you can easily understand. Very simple. Here very important thing is our GD. With the connectivity, what I'm doing, I'm scheduling 1 3 to order. First requirement, third requirement, second requirement. That was happening with the help of GD only. I want to trigger this 1 3 to order night 12 o'clock. Underlying thing is graph only again, right? I will be scheduling with the GD here. I mean control center here, right? So basically underlying thing is GDE. My ETL process, with the help of GD, what I'm doing? I'm making my ETL process only, not other than that. Right? That's why GDE explanation, right? This is my GDE. If you see the GDE, you can see a lot of components. This is component view, right? You can see multiple components. You can see multiple n number of components, n number, around 40, 50 plus components will be there. See that everywhere multiple components will be there. Only 4 folders I have open. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So something around 15 categories of components are there. If you have done with the discussion of these components, we have done with the basic training. Training total will be in 2 parts. One is basic, one is advanced. In the basic, whatever you see on the screen, those comes under basic. That means component level discussion, very deep level discussion with examples, right? With multiple scenarios will be discussed. Once after our all basic things. We will be starting our advanced topics. Advanced topics means how to interact with my repository, how to interact with my multi-file system, how to debug a, you know, I have created one graph. Okay, output is not coming as expected. I need to debug at what component level what is going wrong, right? That comes under debugging. Maybe component level I'm using good, but logic level I'm not good. Maybe logic I have not written good. So for that level, that even record by record analysis also possible with the help of my GD only. That is also yes. All those kind of things will be discussed in our advanced topics. Okay, let me open content first. Right. So see till where I do the scroll now, that all comes under basics only. See that all these are different components we are going to discuss. Right? Till here, we are discussing our basic. Okay, basically here in miscellaneous components, only four I have mentioned, correct? But we'll be discussing around 6 to 7 miscellaneous components. Right? We are having here around 7 components. Right? We'll discuss, 6 or 7. Why Anil? Why have you not mentioned all? Means see, content means important things. Whether if you take this content to your any of the friend which is having Abinitio experience, is this good? Anything, any new topic need to be covered, either in the advanced topics also, right? So, right, Abinitio guys are aware what are the things needed for miscellaneous components. Only these four will be used usually in real time, not more than this. Okay. Of course, a lot of, whatever they mentioned here is something like 30 plus components. I am discussing around 40, not 30 also, more than that. That will be around 40, right? So content means that should be content. I cannot append each and every component present in my GDs, right? Something like that, right? So if you want, you can check with the organizer this content, or check ask organizer to connect with me. I mean, I have given already. Maybe you have having saved or not, I'm not sure. Okay, so I can forward to him again so that he can forward to you back. Okay, see there, parameters, interpretations, pieces creation and execution, generic graphs, subgraphs, rollback and recovery mechanism, debugging techniques, performance tuning techniques. Okay, see, if I start a component, okay, if I start a component, let me think my filter by expression. What is this component? In how many ways we can use this component will be discussed. Point one. Point two, simulation part. Simulation part of point one. How many ways I mentioned, right? All the examples we will be keeping there and we will simulating with some data. Point three, performance tuning techniques. Performance tuning techniques also will be covered at that point of time only. Why? Okay, I can have separate a 40-45 minutes separate session telling performance tuning. Instead of that, if I discuss the performance tuning techniques at that point of time only, since you are having exposure already at the same point of time, I may get some extra question. Why not that way? Why not this way? Means I can give some justification. Yeah, no, not that way. Why this way? I feel if your thing is important, I mean, if I feel your thing is more accurate, I will be onboarding. I mean, I will be using your techniques only in the next class or in my real time also. Right. Fourth point is interview questions. Right. Right. After completion of these 4 points only, I will be closing this content. I mean, this filter by expression level discussion. At that point of time only, everything will be discussed, even performance tuning techniques and interview questions. Right? In this way only, I am providing the training from past 5+ years. Got my point? Any questions so far, guys? Let me know. I want to take a pause here. Any questions? Srinu, Dinesh, Madhavi.
No questions.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay.
It's
So,
clear.
yeah, thank you. So, reliance example is there, right? What is my reliance example? Winter seasonal wellness products. I want to segregate that. I want to get the count, correct? So let me put that small requirement here. Since I have given the scenario, let me put answer also, right? Okay. Don't expect explanation here. I'm just showing you input. I'm just showing you output. That's it. Why Anil? Why this? Don't ask me now. because in the content will be covering that clearly. This is demo. Anil, what is this filter by expression? For extracting purpose, I'm using input file. Okay. So why that Anil? Why can't another? Right? Don't ask that kind of question. Why is this input file? I can tell you that is for extraction purpose. Why is this filter by expression? Means I want to filter my required data, which is department number 10, right? So why I'm using output file means to capture the output. That explanation I can give you. But detailedly, Anil, what about CSV files? What about some other files, right? We will be discussing clearly when we start input files, output file component, along with the examples also. No need to worry. Right? So now you can understand this. I'm giving some expression. Department number double is equal to 10. Okay. So only 10 department numbers need to be captured in my output, right? That's why I've given department number 10 expression. Now if I run my graph, so in order to run my graph, I can go under the run or run option, or I can press F5 directly in the keyboard, or you are having play button here. Okay, play button in the toolbar also. Any option is fine. See there, out of 12 records, 3 records got segregated here, 9 records got segregated here. These records are department number 10 records. Right? 3 records. Of course, I need to use some other component, roll up component, to get the sum. I mean count. I want to get the count, right? Count as 3. So here this is pictorial representation, but not capturing, right? These 3 records I have captured, but count as 3. I need to again use some component, something like roll up component here, and I can get the count as 3. Okay, that's fine. So since demo, right, so that should be like demo only. Okay, so in this way I have given a small requirement filtering the data for the department number 10, which is winter lens products, and I have captured the data separately, count as 3. Okay, so this is small requirement. Okay, small requirement, something like this, right? See guys, when I trigger a requirement, it is taking around 3 to 5 seconds, correct? See there, building graph, execution starting, and finally that is done, right? Finally, see, in order to make this happen, 5 minutes it is taking. Sorry, 5 seconds it is 5 to 10 seconds it is taking. Anil, what was happening in between that time? I want to know, right? Right. Yeah. So for that you need to know the Ab Initio architecture. Very important interview question, guys, for the client interview or some other interviews, right? So can you tell me the Ab Initio architecture? Okay, guys, observe the thing. How I'm writing Ab Initio spelling. How I'm writing space between AB and INTO. Right here also you can observe. Right here also you can observe, right? Because Abinitio will be having space in between, AB space INTO. Compulsory 100%. If you see here also, right? AB space INTO. So that is the difference between experienced guy and a guy who is coming to learn, right? See, when you come to interview, I may ask you a question: can you write Abinitio spelling? Whether you are real time or gone with some experience, right? Training, right? So everything is important, guys. That's why I will be highlighting even small level, things also. No need to worry, right? I will be explaining each and everything whatever needed. I will explain. Okay, so Ab Initio architecture, well, coming to the Ab Initio architecture, there will be majorly three things. Somebody tells 6 things, 8 things also. No, so usually 3 things are there will be the Ab Initio. What is that? First point is GD. Second point is cooperating system, short form is coop. Okay. Third form is EME. Okay. What is this GD? So of course, where I develop my requirement, this is GD, right? I opened this already. So what is GD means? Where I will be doing the development, that is called GD. Cooperating system. What is this cooperating system? See, when I trigger this graph, what was happening with this 5 to 10 seconds? What was happening? Every record will be simulated with the expression given. These 12 records will be simulated with the expression given. Based upon the expression and the record satisfied, that will be segregated into this port, and whatever does not satisfy the condition, that will be moved into this port, which is deselect port, which is not satisfied. It is not satisfied. Who takes care of that? Who takes care of this activity, simulating the data with the condition and segregating the data? Who is taking care? Means that will be taken care by cooperating system. Coop, short form is coop, cooperating system. Okay, this is something like, brain or heart to the Ab Initio. Okay, something like, brain or heart to see. Without simulating, then what is JD is doing, what Ab Initio is doing, right? Nothing can be done. That's why I mean to say this is something like, brain or heart to the Ab Initio. Next is EME. EME stands for Enterprise Metadata Environment. Enterprise Metadata Environment. This is something like, repository. This is something like, repository for my Ab Initio. Guys, my total Ab Initio was built under Unix. My total Ab Initio was built under Unix. We are aware Unix is safe. That is having less number of vulnerabilities, and the probability of getting hacked is very low, very low, while compared with any tool in the market. I mean, any operating system in the market. My Ab Initio was built under the Unix, right? That's why it is safe and secure. That's why it is safe and secure. And why I'm highlighting this point, this EME, that means repository also will be given by the Ab Initio Corporation only. Why? Because see, if I compromised my repository with my third party tools or third party vendors, maybe as for the vulnerabilities, my code will be compromised. Whatever the code developed is, in the secured environment, it is saved in non-secured or semi-secured environment. Is that a correct way? Right? That's why EME or repositories also will be handled by Ab Initio Corporation only. For that purpose only, they are charging 1 crore for one version, 70 lakh to 1 crore. Right? See that I am having these many tools. If you use all tools, that will be 1 crore to tell you. If I select only 2 to 3 tools, right, that will be around 70 lakhs or 80 lakhs only. Overall, I told 1 crore, but that will be 70 lakh to 1 crore. Okay. Right. See, as I mentioned, EME means repository, that also will be handled by Ab Initio. And see that if you see some Java guys or some other tool, right, you will be having third party tools to check in and check out, guys, to check in checkouts or do the version controlling, something like blue box, I don't remember exact names also, for repository management. Separate tools will be there, but here you don't have any separate tool also, third party tool. You need to go with our air commands. EME means separate server. There you want to manage something, you want to delete something in that repository, you want to modify something in that, you want to copy something in that, right? Everything will be happening in the air commands, air object cb, air object rm, air object mv, right? So some commands will be there, everything. Why? Because this is not a tool. My EM is not a tool. That is a Unix. That is a Unix level operation. Unix means nothing but commands, right? So these are the three things I need to understand when I'm working with my Ab Initio. Somebody tells, today that is not possible. Cooperating system is upgrading. You should not tell what is cooperating system, right? So it is something like brain. When I trigger my graph, it is taking 3 to 10, around 10 seconds. So it is only the taking of the responsibility for simulating the data, segregating the data, right? You should not tell what is cooperating system, right? That is the intention. I am showing one example, triggering, showing this. Yes, it is happening 5 to 10 seconds. For that, you need to understand the Ab Initio architecture. In the Ab Initio architecture, you are having cooperating system, right? So cooperating system means you need to understand all these things. Okay. And then who develops this cooperating system? Is that ETL guys? Means absolutely no, guys. Ab Initio Corporation, based upon the versions they will be releasing the cooperating system. Okay. Now 4.1.3.6 or 4.1.6.4, some version is there. I don't remember. Like every 6 months or yearly once or twice only, this cooperating system will be upgraded. Okay. So they're coming up with the new kind of techniques to optimize the speed. So as I mentioned, 64 minutes. What is that? 7 minutes that is happening. They will be optimizing the cooperating system to make that for 6.5 minutes only. Same requirement, same Ab Initio only. they will be they will be optimizing my operating system to make happen within 6.5 minutes only, right? Right, so that's why new versions of the operating system will be coming, something 6 months once, or 12 months once, usually yearly twice, that will be happening, guys. Okay, that operating system will be well tested in dev. Next, it will be pushed to the SIT. In SIT team will be testing in all perspectives. That will be pushed to UAT. Till UAT, without any hesitation, we can push. I mean, of course, depending upon the dev team responsible, dev team result response, and SIT team response. Till UAT I can push, but pushing to the production, it will be taking around 1 or 2 months, or around 3 months. I mean to say, because if I push the code to the production with minimal testing in UAT, and something gone wrong, again we need to go in the emergency process. Emergency process means that, that's a headache to the management. They need to answer to their boss why it was gone to the emergency way. Lot of process will be there if you want to go with the emergency process, right? Lot of things will be there. Okay, right. So something like that, that's why cooperating system also important. Of course, testing, that is very important, right? Once the Abinitio admin team dropped email, hey dev team, we are done with the upgrade, please test and let me know. From my end, what I will be doing, I will be triggering, let me think, I'm working on 20 graphs enhancement projects, let me think. Okay, 20 graphs, I will be triggering around 5 to 10 graphs, and I will be seeing any failures, because till upgrade my all the code is running fine. After upgrade, my failure, then that is not my issue. That is not my issue. That is totally under the cooperating upgrade issue. Something, maybe parameter wise level they have done wrong, maybe some other level they have done wrong, right? So once I informed them, they will be immediately reacting, and they will be fixing that. Fixing may be doing the parameters changes in the latest upgrade level, or they will be downgrading. If they are unable to fix that, they will be again downgrading, they will be dropping email, so downgrade was done, please do needful. Again, I will be testing that 5 to 10 graphs, and now that will be running fine. Why? Because that is downgrade, right? So right, so we'll be discussing all this point of things at that point of time, when we are discussing content, right? We'll be having certain questions from your end. If you're not having, I will be having questions. See, right, I mentioned one point, right? So when I'm discussing a component, something like filter by expression, I mentioned how, what is this component, how to use that, and simulation part as point two, point three as performance tuning techniques, fourth point is interview question, fifth point also frequently asked questions. See, when I'm working with last batch, I'm showing some filter by expression. Somebody asked me, this Anil, why not this way, right? That I will explain at that point of time, and I will be discussing that frequently as a question in the next batch, something like this batch. Why? Because now you are working on this point, and when you are hearing that, you may not, strike a new question for you. Why? Because you are instilling an understanding point, right? So from my end only, I admit frequently asked question to me. Why not this way? Why in this way? Frequently asked question, that also will be covered from my end only if you don't ask any question, right? So that's why within 5 years I trained 250 plus people within, right? 250 plus people every batch, at least 3 to 5 members will be available, right? And I delivered two corporate trainings, guys. And I delivered two corporate trainings, right? Something like that. Okay, so coming to the content back, uh, yeah, architecture, Abinitio architecture alignment, how my internally, yeah, how internally this will be aligned. The three things. What are three things? CME, cooperating system, and sorry, GD. How these three things will be aligned means in this way. First thing, second, thought. So these are the three parts. How that is internally aligned means, here will be my GDE. So here will be my co-op. Here will be my EME. Here will be EMA. So internally, how the connection will be like this. So once I develop the code here, I will be running, right? When I run this automatically, right up automatically, what will be happening? My GD converts this code. What is this code? Like filter by expression, input, output, right? Everything that will be converted into Ab Initio shell script. Okay, that will be converted into Ab Initio shell script, and that shell script will be given to the cooperating system. Cooperating system will not be aware of UI, that will be aware of scripts only. Okay, right. In the script given, right, one of the argument I pass is department number double is equal to 10. For this argument, every record will be simulated and right, given to this, and simulation will be happening here. Whatever records given with 10, that will be segregated into my first output port, and whatever does not select, that will be moved into the second output, which is deselect port. Once my code is good, I developed this one, and I feel my code is good, I need to save on my future reference site, which is EME, which my repository, right? This is my repository, and here I will be saving the versions of my same graph a number of times, no issue at all, right? In this way, internally my Abinitio architecture will be aligned. Clear, guys? Any question? Any question? Sinu, Madhavi, Dinesh? Yeah, Dinesh, any question?
Yes. Actually, in the EMA, what is purpose of EMA? It's
What
repository and
is? No,
EMA.
your voice is not clear.
What is EME?
So EM is repository. I
Repository.
mentioned
That
right.
means
Yeah, so
storage.
correct. We'll be storing our code in some level, in some organized level, in which secured way. Correct, right?
Okay.
Right. So that is EME repository, where we will be saving the code in secured way,
Okay.
right? That is called as EME. Repository means like general terminology means repository means where we will be saving our code. If we save the code only, that is called as EME. You cannot save some sources there, records there. Okay. Code saving will be called as repository. In our general terminology, in application terminology, that is called as EME.
Okay.
Okay, something like that. Yeah. Okay, guys. So one thing I want to highlight here. One thing I want to highlight here. I mean, for every batch, I will be mentioning what is that. Ask me any questions that is relevant to the content. Okay, ask me questions, no problem. That is expected. Every batch, I will be shouting. Give me questions. Give me questions. Let practice that. If you practice questions only, you will be having questions. Right. So, Anil, this is my requirement in the project. Tell me. Got my point? Somebody is working already in the project. They want that requirement here means no. 100% I cannot spend time there. Why? Because that comes under supporting activity. Separate guys will be there that will be charged separately. Okay. See there. When I'm discussing about roll-up component, let me think or reformat car filter by expression. You also got the same requirement in your project. Okay, same requirement. That is different case. That is different. So you need to understand the concept here. Okay. Maybe I worked on ABC columns. I'm showing here XYZ columns in your end. You need to understand, but compulsory how that component is working in number of ways I will be showing you, right? You need to map that to your logic. That you need to map that to your logic. Okay. Don't if you give negative feedback also, nothing happens to me. Organizer comes to me, I will be telling him, this is the question coming from not from the content or would say, right? Content question 100% I will welcome. I am very like interesting for that point, but not content, but not like real time thing here, because that is supporting thing. Go ahead, go to respective guy, pay some amount, so you can make that. No problem, I don't have an objection there, but Anil, hold here. This is my requirement means I will not hold it up. Okay. Once you have done enrollment, you will be receiving 5 emails. One is notes email. Notes email means Abinitio notes, data warehousing notes, Unix notes, Oracle notes, and of course real-time notes. Real-time notes means my previous exam, my previous project total explanation. Not 5 or 3 pages, 18 pages have written. 18 pages have written. That detail I have written. Right. One is notes mail. Second is VMware software email. What do you screen, right? That is Windows XP. That is already pre-installed with Abinitio, Oracle, and Unix CMD. In order to practice Unix, right? You don't need to install Red Hat Linux. Some separate application is there. Let me show you. Separate application is there. You can directly open that application. You can practice all kind of Unix. Mostly all commands are supported. Whatever I tried, everything is supported, but not not sure how extent this will be supported. Okay. So instead of practice, right, Red Hat Linux, right, just a PWD, present working directory, right? So I want to, right, so ls space ltr, right, everything what you will be performing in the Red Hat Linux and in the real time, you can mostly perform that here. That's why I mentioned mostly whatever I tried that is working, but not sure if any supporting. That's why I mentioned mostly the word. Okay. Yeah. So another email is VMware software. If I want to open this Windows XP, right, you need VMware software. That is full version with the license keys I have given. Okay, I will be giving. And of course installation videos will be given to you to install the VMware, right? You don't need to come, you need to wait for me. Once you have done the enrollment, you can ask organizer to forward all these emails they will be sending, and in the installation video also will be seeing. Of course, installation steps, separate steps forward also I've given one more email. Okay, something like that. So once enrollment is done only, no, we will be receiving email. And moreover, our first 3-4 classes will be slow and steady. Half an hour, 40 minutes I will be taking, because you need to adjust to this UI. Okay, you need to adjust it to this UI. That's why first 3-4 classes will be slow. From the 5th class, that means next week, let me think, I started my thing on Monday, right? Mostly from next Monday I will be having the full hour content session with 1 hour, I mean to say. Some deeply, slow and steadily will be going to the very deep concepts. Okay. Prerequisites here for installation is there is no such kind of thing. My Windows XP I given with 3 GB RAM. My total laptop is 8 GB. Okay. So Anil, I'm having 4 GB laptop, right? In that case RAM, right, you can go with 2 GB, no problem. Recommended is 512 MB only for VMware. That is on recommended is 512 MB only. Since I'm having 8 GB software, I mean RAM, right? So I given it 3 GB. I can go with 4 GB also, no problem. That how extra you are providing the RAM, right? That much fast the Windows XP will be working, not Abinitio. Windows XP will be working. Right, guys? Any questions so far? So see that we are around 1 hour 4 minutes. If you go for other organizations for the demo, 30 minutes, 40 minutes close. Right, detailedly, slow and steadily. Madhavi aware of, bit aware of Abinitio. So other two guys I'm not sure they are aware, right? So from scratch only this will be happen. So Anil, I'm aware of these points, means nothing can be done. Why? Because as a batch, from scratch we need to discuss. I mean, not the exact words to Madhavi, generic words I'm telling. Okay, from scratch the discussion will be happen 100%. And once of the content of the completion of the content, you will be having 3 to 4 years of experience. You can go with the interviews. Anil, already I'm having Abinitio role, means you don't need to worry about the Abinitio interviews, right? They can directly use these concepts in the project directly. Okay. So Anil, I don't have time. Next to 2 weeks I'm having, after 2 weeks I'm having interview, means I suggest to wait for till transformation components complete. Till transformation com is completed, I asked to why, because extraction part source is already existed. Target part already target is existed, either table or other file, right? Our ETL developer role is transformation, right? Our ETL developer role is transformation. Out of 100% responsibility for development of a graph, 80% here only, 10% here, 10% here, right? So that's why day one will be input file, output file. Day two will be started with the transform components. Very important, very important, right? See, transform components, partition, departition components, and database components. These four categories of components are very important for our interview or working purpose. If you want to go for interview, at least wait for these four components categories of component complete. After that, no problem. The small concepts only, right? If you see component gun zip, you don't see any parameter also. Do you see any parameter? Right? See, at least you are having parameters here. Parameter tab, right? You don't have any parameter tab. Lot of components other than these four categories, right? Lot of component does not have parameters. Just knowing the purpose, introduce in the flow, run in the graph. That's it, right? That's why Anil, I'm having 2 weeks, 3 weeks means at least wait for these three categories. I mean categories of components. Right? This will be transform comp out. See, our total content discussion will be 25 hours. Out of 25 hours, 12 to around 12 hours will be happening upon transform components only. 1 hour, 1 hour. This and this will be 2 hours combination. 2 hours. Okay. 1 hour, 2 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour. Right? Something Of course, lookups also I'm discussing here only. This is also 2 hours, right? So that will be around 12 hours totally. The transform component level. Out of 25 hours, 12 hours we are discussing in transform. Why? Because as I mentioned, transform holding the data in our role, guys. Source is already existed. Source stream is there. Target is already existed. Target database or somewhere we are loading. Already that table is there. You will not create a table. Here also, if you don't have the source, right, you cannot do anything. If you don't have the target, you cannot do anything. All those things should be pre-existed. You cannot do other than that. No transformation. Right? Right, that's why transformation components are very important. Our discussion from the day two will be the same, 12 hours at least. Right, clear? Any questions, guys? Anything need to be understood here? Any point I have missed? Anything you are expecting, let me know. We can discuss and we can close this. Chino, Madhavi, Dinesh, any questions?
Very clear you are saying. It's very good.
Yeah, thank
No
you.
Yeah,
questions.
it's fine.
Yeah, our content also in this way only, guys. Clear with multiple scenarios, the content will be delivered to you. Okay, I can assure you 100%. Lot of people will be calling me, Anil, I got the job because of your content only. Like I have trained 25 plus people, right? 25 plus people already they are having 3 plus experience. Anil, I am unable to crack the interviews. Lot of guys came to me. No, thank you very much, Anil. Thank you very much, Anil. Right? So I'm aware. See what may be your questions also I'm aware. That's why I'm only introducing frequently asked questions. Your next question, if you don't ask, right, I only ask for the question and I will be answering that. Okay. Yeah, Dinesh, tell me.
No, no, Anil, it's fine. It's good.
Okay. Yeah. Madhavi from your end?
No, no, 5 minutes from.
Yeah. Okay, fine, guys. Guys, kindly complete enrollment. If enrollment completed only, mails will be given to you. We can have our 1 hour sessions, immediately if the enrollment is done. Okay. Of course, first 2 to 3 classes at least slow and steadily. After that, we'll be having our deep discussion. Okay. Yeah, guys. Kindly complete enrollments, and you will leave the session for today if you are good.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Closing. Thank you.